Hello, my name is METİN. This is 304th part of explanation of my theory. Before starting, I want to say something. Usually, institutions, they castrate the brains that do not fit the ills of the current social machine. Those whose brains have been castrated try to castrate the brains of those who are not like them. Existing social machines whose gears do not comply with the realities of the time are also collapsing. The new machines suitable for that time are made by revolutionaries whose brains are not castrated. And all true revolutionaries wait for what they have built to be overthrown by something better. Yes, according to my theory and my formulas, energy is equals to rest mass, invariant mass multiplied by c² is wrong. Planck's constant is angular momentum of photon with mass. Yes, left side mine and upper side mine, here relativistic formulas. Okay? This is point energy on electron motion form's surface. This is mass, but this mass is not the same relativistic invariant mass. Okay? This mass is that. This is electron motion form, any point and its waves, any point on this motion surface is a photon and it has tangential speed component and speed of light component, masses, energies. And at this point, the photon has mass and it is cycling. Okay, for each waves. And for instance, 91.155 nanometer wavelength with wavelength, electron motion form, cycling any point on this ring-shaped spherical electron motion form. It's itself a motion form. Okay. Imaginary point on this I named photon, and this motion form is always cycling. Okay. Whether it is not relocate or at rest, but itself intrinsic motion forms of meta-sensation perception matter. Okay. And angular momentum is nothing but Planck's constant. Planck's constant is mass of any point on electron motion form and speed of light or speed of tangential velocity, tangential speed or speed of light, and wavelength. Which wavelength? For instance, here 91, but it may be 22 2.78. It may be 5.7. It may be 3 nanometer. Okay, but always there is wavelength. But in accepted physics theories, electron is pointless and dimensionless. This is wrong. For all motionless electrons with different wavelength, angular momentum and tangential speed of any point on their ring-shaped spherical motion surface are constant. Think of ring-shaped, three-dimensional, but section. Always radius or wavelength. This is electron motion form, as I told you before. For instance, at this point has two components, speed of light component and tangential velocity component. Tangential velocity is 6.28 times greater speed of light. Here, that. And Planck's constant or angular momentum in each direction is the same. L is equal to H, Planck's constant is equal to 1,884,000 kilometers per second. Okay, we can write this, but at this component, mass is differ from C component mass. Two different masses. And this is my mass formula. H divided by lambda C. Or maybe in this direction, tangential velocity component direction, mass is H divided by lambda Vg. Vg is 18.8 for 10 to the plus 8 meter per second. 1,884,000 kilometer per second. And at this point, mass, for instance, for 91.155, 0. When I count 0.3 10 to the minus 36 kilogram. But in this direction, in C direction, again H divided by lambda C, C direction, 2.423 10 to the minus 30 kilogram. When we multiply this, we gain 6.626 10 to the minus 34 kilogram per second square, Planck's constant. Okay. Planck's constant is angular momentum of any point of electron motion form for each tangential velocity component and speed of light component. Yes, energies, masses are different, but for all these components, angular momentum is constant. And angular momentum, now I will say, for all motionless electrons with different wavelength, angular momentum and tangential speed of any point on their ring-shaped spherical motion surface are constant, and they are the same. They are independent of wavelength and mass of these cycling points. What does it mean? It means lambda may be 10 nanometer. Lambda may be 100 nanometer. meters. Okay, radius, independent of electron radius. This is point, photon. Photon, inseparable point of motion surface, cycling, always cycling, whether this completely electron motion form at rest or in motion. Photon cycling like that, okay. And it has angular momentum, okay. And this doesn't depend on radius, cycling radius of photon. Maybe 10 radius, maybe 1 radius. But for each cases, L is the same, Planck's constant. Okay. But what are variables? Mass, point mass, and wavelength are variables. Okay? Now, they are independent of wavelength and mass of these cycling points. Therefore, since the photon is nothing but any imaginary point on electron motion form surface, it has mass and wavelength, and mass and wavelength are variable. But in relativistic theory, is equal to mc². This m is invariant. This is wrong. This formula is completely wrong. Okay? And this is energy momentum relation in relativistic theory, and relativistic theory say for photon this is 0, this part. They use left part only. Okay? Yes, m², c² or m in reality m mc². mc, tangential speed 6.28 times greater c. Okay. And mc component mass and mc component energy. Determinative for speed of light component c². But these masses are variable, okay, with variable with wavelength, okay. Here 2, there is no rest mass in universe because of here this mass cycling at tangential speed, cycling photon, any imaginary point on motion surface, intrinsic motion form of metasensation perception matter is electron motion form. Yes, then there is no mass without wavelength in the universe. For if the electron motion forms, which are the source of the photons, were dimensionless, the photons would have no motion, no momentum. Wrong, this is wrong. And no angular momentum. Therefore, there wouldn't be mass in our universes. Yes. Have a good evening. See you later.